So children, in the last class, what we have seen that the paper was over, okay, and this Evans, he once again succeeded in escaping from the prison. Even this time, what he had done, he had hurt McCleary also. Okay, he had hurt McCleary on his head. But what is there? As he was a prisoner, he was a criminal, and every criminal used to leave some clue. Similar way, this Evans also has left a clue. What was that clue? That on the last page of the question paper, there was a Xerox sheet which was placed on the last blank page of the question paper, and that sheet has what? All the instructions. Okay, the planning, that's how he had to escape. And in the last we have studied that this McCleary, he had just handed over that sheet to governor. Okay, now from page number 23. You see what they have done, governor. You see. His voice trailed off again as the governor, bridging the layers of a long neglected learning, willed himself to translate the German text before him. Now, what is there? Now, what did McCleary say? He said that you see what they have done. Now you understand how they are planning all these things. Okay, and what is there? This governor. Now today he is feeling very ashamed of himself. Why? Because he was not able to translate what is there written in German. The instructions, the planning was in German, was written in German. Okay, so today he was feeling little bad for himself only. That why he had neglected his German. Now today what? He just tried to translate the German text into English so that he can able to understand what was written, what was the instruction given to Evans. Sei sollen den Squatchen Webedem in Planum, then Folgena, then pitch tin sit picket its termin mutin for ended deaths examinings. This is all written over there in German. Okay, what does this mean? You must follow the plan already something. This something means children, the governor was not able to translate this word. Okay, that's why something is used again and again. The vital point of time is 3 minutes before the end of the exam, but something. Now, what did the governor understood by translating that text of German? He understood that you must follow the plan already. Means the plan which we have made already, you had to follow that. Next instruction for Evans was that the most important time is before 3 minutes before the exam gets over. And after whatever it is written in German, he was not able to translate. Okay, don't hit him too hard. Remember, he is a minister. Don't overdo the Scott essence bend. And then what was the next instruction? The next instruction was that don't hit him too hard and don't overdo the Scottish accent. If the fast approaching silent way to the crescendo. Crescendo means, children, the loudest point of a sound. Crescendo means the largest point of a sound. The great doors of the prison yard were pushed back, and a white police car swung to the jerk hauled by them. Now, what is there? Now the sirens of the band. Okay, the bands are coming inside the prison, inside that Oxford prison. And what is there? The voice of the sirens which were there on the cars that can be heard and at a very loud noise. Okay, Detective Superintendent Carter swung himself out of the passenger seat and saluted the governor. What the hell happened, sir? And turning to McCleary, Christ, who hit him? Now what happened, children? We have studied that there was a call from the magistrate court for some prison van and some prisoner officers. So now they all came back. Now they all returned back. And because they all came back, because of that only these siren voices are coming in a very loud noise. Okay, we can hear a very loud noise at the Oxford prison. Now what is there? This detective superintendent, Carter is his name. Okay, he just came out of the car and he asked that what is the matter. And when he looked at this McCleary, he was shocked. Okay, and he asked the governor that who had done it. But McCleary cut across whatever explanation the governor might have given. Now, what did McCleary do before the governor could explain this detective superintendent that what had happened? Okay, this McClary, he just cut them in between. And what he said, Ellsfield Way officer, I know where he was. He said that just take me to Ellsfield Way. Okay, he said that I know where Evans was. He was breathing heavily and leaned for a support against the side of the car where the imprint of his hand was left in a present crimson. Now, what is there? I told you that he had a blood-stained hand. So what happened? This McClary was breathing very heavily. He was feeling very weak. And what he did, he just hold the car, a white car of that prison. Okay, and the imprint of his hand, of that red blood-stained hand, it was just on the car. In bewilderment, the Carter looked at the governor for the guidance. Bewilderment means confusion. Now the Carter was in a confusion that whose order I have to follow. Did I follow the orders of McClary, or I just wait for the orders given by the governor? So he just looked at the governor. What should I do now? Take him with you if you think he will be all right. He's the only one who seems to know what happened. What did the governor say? Governor said, just take him with you because he's the only one who knows what all happened and what is all going to happen. My Carter opened the back door and helped McClary inside. Within a few minutes, the car leaped away in a splurge of red. Now, what is there? This Carter, he just opened the back door, helped McClary to sit at the back seat, and what he did, and the car just moved away at a very high speed. Ellsfield Way, McClary had said, and there it was starting up at the governors from the last two lines of the German text. Now, what is there? Ellsfield Way, McClary said to this Carter and the governor, what he started doing, he just started translating the next lines of that German text of that instructions. From Ellsfield Way, right to Eddington Roundabout, where, yes, the examination board was in Ellsfield Way, and someone from the board must have been involved in the escape plan from the very beginning. The question paper itself, the corrections. Now, what is there? He just translated further. And what was the instruction further for it was? It was there that from there they have to go to, from Ellsfield Way, they have to go to Eddington Roundabout. Okay, and then only that this governor remembered. What he remembered? He remembered that the examination board was in Ellsfield Way. The examination board office was in Ellsfield Way. And everything was clear now that somebody from the examination board was involved in this whole planning. Okay, the governor turned to Jackson and Stephen. I don't need to tell you what happened to Wilde. His voice sounded almost calm in a stretching contempt. Now, what is there? This governor, he just turned to Jackson and Stephen. Okay, and with a great disrespect, okay, he just told them that, do I have to tell you that what was going on? And which one of you two morons was it who took Evans for a nice little walk to the main gate and waved him bye-bye? What did he say? That which of you two idiots, okay, just took Evans to the main gate and waved him bye-bye. But he was very angry with Stephen and Jackson. It was me, sir, stammered Stephen. Just like you told me, sir, I will have some. What did Stephen say? He said, sir, it was me. And he stammered. He said that, sir, you only told me to do that. So I have done. Okay. What? Just like I told you, you say? What the hell? The governor said, what? I told you. I didn't tell you to do all these things. When I told you. Okay, when you rang up, sir, and told me. Sir only rang up and told me. Okay, to just accompany McClary to the main gate. Fine. When was that? The governor was in a Wimplish now. Governor was saying, when was that? Wimplish means thinking. The governor started thinking that when I told him to do that, I hadn't called him, so when I told him, okay, you know, sir, about 20 past 11 just before, then Stephen said, sir, at 11, around 11:20, you just rang up and told me, okay, you pretending idiot man, wasn't me who rang. You realize what was the news? What did he say? The governor said that you are completely idiot. Okay. He said that up till now also you don't understand that I didn't rang up, somebody else called you. Okay. He had used the phone at that time, but only to try unsuccessfully once more to get to the examination book. You remember, children, that before the examination was over, okay, we have studied, this is in page number 80, we have studied that He reached the phone at 11:20. The governor receiver one more crack caused the silence of the governor, and then in the last we have read that he reached for the phone once more. Now this time at 11:20, when governor was calling somebody, he was not calling Stephen or he was not calling Jackson. Where he was calling to that examination board office once more. Okay, he tried there once more, and that time also what he got an engaged tone. Okay, that time also he got an engaged tone. So that time he had not called Jackson or Stephen. He had not given any instructions which Stephen received, but he had just picked up the phone just to call the examination board. Okay, so somebody else has called by taking the name of governor to this Stephen and given the instructions. Okay. He shook his head in a growing despair and turned on the senior prisoner officer. As for you, Jackson, how long you will be pretending you have, how long have you been pretending you have got a brain, huh? Well, I will tell you something, Jackson. Your skull empty, absolutely empty. It was Jackson who had spent 2 hours in advanced cells that previous evening, and it was Jackson who had confidently reported that there was nothing hidden away there, nothing at all. Now, what is there? Now, first of all, he scolded this governor, he scolded Jackson. Why he scolded Jackson? He was scolding him very badly. And the reason was that one day before the examination, this Jackson only, okay, he only very confidently and very, we can say that in a very, we can say that he told in a very confidently manner that to the governor that nothing was there. I have checked the prison, I have checked the cell of Evans and nothing was hidden there. Okay, so he was so confident that he had done his duty very nicely and he was feeling very proud a day before. Okay, that I have done everything very nicely. I have searched his cell, I have just taken everything out. Now that's why the governor was scolding Jackson first of all. Okay, and yet Evans had somehow managed to conceal a false beard, a pair of spectacles, a dog collar, and the rest of the clerical paraphernalia, but also some sort of weapon with which he had given McCleary such a terrible blow across the head. Now he said that you only very confidently you told that nothing is there hidden in itself. Now what is there? He is able to hide everything. A false beard was there, the dress which he changed, a long overcoat and everything, and a weapon also, and even this Paraphernalia. Parallel means the other stuffs, other things, okay, and the other things also. He had hidden all these things in his cell, and you told that he had nothing. So that's why the governor was scolding Jackson. And a prison went back along that, but the governor made no immediate move. He looked down again at the last line of the journal. Now, what is there? That prison van also, it just came back from that magistrate court. But governor, he didn't pay any attention to anybody. He was just busy in translating that German text. Okay. To the Redington roundabout, where you go straight over and make your way to Nuremberg. Nuremberg, where on the earth knew something you played, never heard of it. There was a war grave somewhere near Reading, but no, it was probably a cold one. Now, what is there? He just, after Headington, he just translated that after Headington roundabout, you have to go to Nuremberg. Now, he was busy in that. He thought that this place, he had never heard about this place. Then he thought might be it would be a new grave. Then he said that I had never heard of this place also. Then he thought that it can be probably a code word. And then finally he translated, and then it hit him, Newberry. God, yes, Newberry was a pretty sort of a place, but then he remembered that Newberry. Newberry was the place, okay, where there might be this person, this Evans had gone. He rapped on his orders to the driver, sent Edlis police station and stepped on it. Take Jackson and Stephen here, and when you get there, ask for fare. Chief Inspector Bell, what he did, that the prison van which came earlier, okay, he just gave them the orders. He gave the orders to the driver that just move to St. Edlis police station. Now this St. Edlis police station is in Newberry, okay, and the in charge of that police station was Inspector Bell, Chief Inspector Bell. So what did the governor order? He ordered the driver to take Jackson and Stephen along with him, and they just moved towards Newberry, towards St. Edlis police station. Okay, he left the stairs of his office three at a time, got Bell on the phone immediately, and put the facts before him. What he did, he was just climbing the stairs, just skipping three stairs. Okay, just like skipping two stairs we used to climb, he was doing the same way, and he just called Bell. We will get him, sir, said Bell. We will get him with a bell. Called Bell, and he informed what all things was there, what all happened. He informed him, and what did the Bell say? He said, sir, you just don't worry, we will get him. The governor sat back and let us secretary. Yes, God, what a beautifully laid plan which had all made. Now he just sat on his chair and he just started thinking that what a beautiful plan this Evans had made. What a clever fellow Evans was. Regardless leaving that question paper behind, but then they all made their mistakes somewhere along the line, almost all of them. He was saying that Evans was very clever. He had made a very good plan. But what is there? These criminals, every time they used to leave a clue, and this mistake had done by Evans also. He had also left a clue by leaving that question paper. Okay, and that's why very shortly, Mr. Clever Evans would be back inside doing his once. Thinking that because of the clue he had left, because of that only he will be very shortly he will be back in the prison. The phone on his desk interrupted the sudden bust, and the Superintendent Carter informed him that McCleary had spotted Evans driving along the L Speedway. They had got the number of the car all right and had given a chase immediately, but had lost him at the Headington roundabout. He must have doubled back into the city. Now, what is there when he was thinking of all these things? Then at that time, this Carter just called and he informed the governor that McCleary had spotted Evans. Okay, where he had spotted, he had spotted at El Speedway, and he said that he further informed this Carter that we have chased him also. But what happened? He just moved towards Headington roundabout, and after that, he had just missed him. And what he had doubted, what the superintendent had doubted, he had a doubt that might be he was there inside the city in Headington. Okay, he was there somewhere in Headington. No, said the governor quietly. No, he is on his way to Newberry. The governor said, no, he's not in Headington. Don't try to search him over there. Where he was in Newberry now. He explained his reason for believing so. And even he explained his reason. And what was the reason? That he had translated that German instructions which was given to Evans. He said that I have translated that, and by the translation I came to know that now Evans was in Newberry. Okay, and left it all that. It's a police job now, not his. He was just another good for a glibbling governor. That's all. Now, what he thought, he said that now it is not my job. It is the job of the police. So what is he? He is just now over trustful, relaxed governor, and he can only think what all happened and how all the things are going to happen. So he had given the instructions to the police. Now it's the work of the police. Okay, his work was done. By the way, Carter, I hope you managed to get McCleary out of the McCleary to the hospital all right. Now, what did the governor ask? The governor wants to know that have you sent that McCleary to the hospital? Have you admitted him in the hospital because he was badly hurt? Yes, he is in the Redcliffe now. Now, what did the Carter inform? He informed the governor that he was in Redcliffe. This is the name of the hospital. Okay, really, G-double-G-Y, Bobby means weak. He said that he was very weak. The loss of blood. He was when he got to the examination office and the time for the ambulance from said that yes, we have just dropped him to the examination office, okay, and from there they have called to the Redcliffe hospital, and now he was in a hospital. The governor rang the Redcliffe a few minutes later and asked for the accident department. Now, what is there? Governor was also concerned about McCleary. So what he did, he just called the hospital and asked for the accident department. McCleary, you say, yes, he's a person. Now, whosoever picked up the phone in the hospital, he said, what was the name? McCleary. Governor said, yes, he was a person, he was a priest. Okay, I don't think there is any. What did the person said on the hospital who has picked up the phone? What he said, I don't think anybody by this name had admitted in the hospital. Yes, there is. You will find one of your ambulance picked him up from the Elsfield way. About what did he say? That one of your ambulance had picked him up from Elsfield way. Okay, so you just check. He would be there. Okay. Oh, that yes, we sent an ambulance, all right. But when we got there, the fellow had gone. No one seemed to know where he was. Just vanished, not a sign. What did the person from the hospital inform? He said, yes, yes, we got a call from the Elsfield way. Okay, we sent our ambulance also. But when our ambulance went there, what happened? Could not find anybody there. Okay, no patient was there. So our ambulance came empty. We didn't have any patient by the name of McCleary. But the governor was no longer listening, and the truth seemed to hit him with an almost physical impact somewhere in the back of his neck. Now, whatever the person from the hospital is saying, governor was not at all interested in listening to that. Why? Because now he was able to understand what was the real matter. Okay, there was once what all had happened. Now he was able to understand. So that's why he was now clear of what all plan once had made. Okay. Tomorrow, children, we are going to complete this. Wait, let me take your